Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Elizabeth. It's good to have you. Today I'm going to be trying something really new. I'm going to be pushing the boundaries of a material I have used just a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to be using the DuraFlex printable vinyl, which is a direct to vinyl. And I'm not going to be using it on a garment. I'm going to be using it on this mug right here. I got this mug from the pound store. It was only £1 or £1.50. Okay, nevertheless it was quite cheap. Now the direct to vinyl is for garments, but I am going to be using the Rhinestones World HTV anything to apply it to this mug. The reason why I'm pushing the boundaries of this material, of this DTV, is because I did a wash test a couple of weeks ago and it came out quite well. And in my mind I just thought, I wonder what it would be like if I was to use it on a mug using the HTV anything. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I have not tested this product today, so it could be an epic fail or it could be a fantastic success. So if you would like to see how I do this, stay tuned. Okay, so for this project I'm going to be using the DuraFlex inkjet printable vinyl, which is a direct to vinyl. I used it a few weeks ago now. I used it on a tote bag. If you would like to see that video, actually I will link it at the top. So I used it on a tote bag. I did a wash test and the wash test was successful, and it just made me think that I would like to apply it on something that's not fabric. Even though it's for garments, I just thought to myself, it's washed really well, I want to try and push the boundaries. So in order to make that happen, I'm going to be using the HTV anything, which is from the Rhinestone World. It's just a material that makes your HTV become essentially a sticker, so a decal. And this is what I'm going to be using to apply this to my mug. Obviously I have my mug here, which was £1.50 from the pound store here in the UK. So I'm going to be applying it on here. I've got some alcohol just to give it a wipe to get any of the grime off as well. I'm also going to be using the flex tape mask transfer for my DTV. I used it last time when I applied this material, when I applied the DTV to my tote bag, and I found that it lifted the image. I apparently needed to wait for it to cool after I had pressed it. So I'm going to be trying that today to see if it makes a difference. So I'm going to be using the mask, even though I don't need to with my design, because my design doesn't have many pieces, it's just one piece. But I want to try and use this mask and wait for it to cool to see if it makes a difference. And normal tools, scissors, a weeding tool. So I have a pin pen tool here. I will link all these materials in the description box. I have my maker here, which I'm going to be using to do my cut. And I'm also going to be using my Cricut mini press here, because my design is quite small. So rather than using my big heat press, I'm going to be using the Cricut mini press. The only well, I'm not going to really call it a downside. The only thing that I'm not too happy about with this mini press is you cannot choose the exact temperature you want. You only have 3 selections here as far as the temperature of your press. And yeah, that's the only thing that I would say about this. The new Cricut hat press, on the other hand, you can adjust the temperature exactly to what you want, and it's a shame that you can't do that with this one. But this is the one I'm going to be using. It works really well. So You need a heat press or an iron for this actually. It will work with an iron. So I think that's all the things that you need. I'm now going to take you to Cricut Design Space. See you there. Okay, so I am in Cricut Design Space and I'm just going to upload my image. So I'm going into upload here on the left, and then I'm going to click upload image, and I'm going to browse for my images. Once I'm in, I'm just going to hit complex because I always go for complex even though it's not a complex image. And here is my image. I designed this in Illustrator and saved it as a PNG. So it has here preview cut image, and then I'm going to pick this print then cut. So I've selected this image here, and then I'm going to hit upload. Okay, so here is my image here. I'm going to select that and add to canvas. So here is my image. Already I have a warning to say it's too big for print and cut. I have measured my mug, and I'm going to lock this aspect ratio because now with the new update your aspect ratio comes unlocked. So I'm just going to lock that, and I'm going to change the measurements here to 2.5 inches. Hit enter, and I can see here that my width is going to be 2.122 inches wide. I'm now going to give it an offset for my HTV anything. Just going to try some different sizes of offset first and see how I like that. So right now I can see here that it is, well, let me cancel so I don't have this drop down box blocking your view. So I'm just going to move this down here, right, and apply an offset. Okay, you can see here that that is too big of an offset, so I'm going to reduce this to, let's do 0.10. So let's try 0.05, and I think that is much better. I actually like the offset on that. Let's just see 0.04 first of all. Okay, I think I'm going to go with 0.04 as an offset. So I'm going to hit apply, and then I'm going to change that color because the border of my image is black. You can't really see it, so I'm going to change that to red just so that you can see that a little bit better. So my offset is in red there, and that is not going to be a print then cut, so I need to change that to just a basic cut because that is what my HTV anything is going to be cut out of, and actually it's changed the color for me, which is actually more appropriate. We are now ready to make it. So I'm going to hit make it, and I'm going to be using my mat and hit continue. It is a 12 by 12 mat. Okay, so I'm going to hit continue, and I can see my first material here, or my first mat here, is going to be the print then cut. My second mat here is for my basic cut. And I'm just going to send this to the printer center printer. Well, I'm using the HP Envy 6400 series, and I do want a bleed, and I'm just going to hit print. Okay, so here is my inkjet printer, and I have unloaded my copy paper, so my tray is empty. This is the DTV material, and we can see here that we have a shiny side, which you can see, that's very glossy, and we have a more papery side. So in my printer, I need to put my papery side, which is where it's going to print on, I need to put that face down, and the glossy side will be facing up. So I've got that in there. So here is my image here, it is printed, and now I have to cut. So I'm going to be cutting my DTV on Everyday Iron On, which I already have here as my favorite. Okay, so it is cut, so I am going to unload my mat. And now I am going to put on my HTV Anything, which hopefully it's picking up on the camera that we have a shiny side and a more frosted side. We want the shiny side facing up, and we don't have to mirror this or anything like that. And that is our HTV Anything cut. So let's pack away the Cricut maker and move on to the next stage. Okay, so I have my printing cut image, I have my HTV Anything, and I have my mask. I am a bit nervous about using this mask because of what happened last time, but I'm going to try and peel it cold, do a cold peel, and see if it improves. Okay, so I'm just going to read this. Okay, nice and easy. Okay, and we can see the, hopefully you could pick up the image on there. That is my logo on there. So I thought I'd make myself a mug. I'm now going to read my HTV Anything. So I've weeded my HTV Anything. Can't really see it, hopefully you can still see the E of weeded around it, and I have my DTV here. So I'm going to attempt to lift this off using the mask. Okay. Let's see if it comes off. It is. Roll it off gently. Okay. We have our image on the mask. I'm just going to now set up my Cricut mini press. Be right back. Okay, so I am back. My mini press is ready, so I'm just going to give this a little clean with some alcohol just to get any grime or fingerprints. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to be putting my image on this side of my mug. So I'm just giving that a wipe with a paper towel, and then I'm going to leave it there for the alcohol to evaporate. Whilst that is evaporating, I need to set up my HTV and my image. So I need to place my image on top of my HTV anything. And this is going to be the tricky part because I don't want it to, I might turn this upside down and do it that way. Okay, so that is on. I find that sometimes turning it upside down is an easier way to put it on. So that's on the mask, like so. And now I'm going to press this. My Cricut is on full power, so 3 green lights. And I'm going to be pressing this for 15 seconds. Now my press is not going to cover the whole thing, so I'm going to do it in sections. So I'm going to do this half first, holding it for 15 seconds. I'm just going to give it a insurance press where I go round and round just for a few seconds, like so. Okay, now I'm going to wait for it to cool down, okay, because that was the issue I had before with the mask. So I'm just going to wait for it to cool down, and I'm going to attempt to peel off the mask, and hopefully it doesn't pull off any of the image and everything stays intact. Okay, so my image feels cool now, so fingers crossed it just peels off really easily. So I'm rolling it off. Okay, so that worked out really well. So my one of my subscribers suggested that it was a cool peel, so thank you for your suggestion. It worked out perfectly. So basically now I'm just going to peel it off. It's now a sticker. You can see it's sticking to my thumb there, and I'm just going to place it onto my mug now. So I'm just going to use this cloth to stop it from rocking. So I am going to be using some parchment paper here. It just helps with the lining up of your nail sticker. So I'm just going to stick this on the parchment paper with just a little bit poking out of the top. Okay, like that. And I'm going to line it up on my mug now, making sure I like my placement. And what the parchment paper does is it allows you to have a bit of a wiggle room. If you're not happy with where your decal is placed, you can lift it up and move it and try again. So this is a good hack, so you're able to place your decal exactly where you want it. So I think I'm happy here. Make sure it's straight. I think I'm happy with that. Looks even. Press it down, and then I can remove my parchment paper from the bottom. And then stick down the rest of the sticker. Just like that. I hope that is straight. I'm a bit funny with things being straight. So that is it on my mug. I'm just going to press all around the sides to make sure there are no air pockets. Okay, I can use my scraper even and just go over it. Just covering it with the parchment paper so I don't damage the image. And there we have it. It's on there. Now, I'm going to leave this for 24 hours, okay? Because that's what you're supposed to do when it's on a garment before you actually wash it. So I'm going to leave it on here for 24 hours. Then I'm going to do a wash test and we'll see how this turns out. If it is a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If it's a wonderful success or a horrible disaster. But I'm hoping it's a wonderful success. So, see you in 24 hours. So I am back. What was just a second for you is now 24 hours. So I'm now going to give this a wash. I'm just going to use normal washing up liquid, fairy washing up liquid, which is in my little brush here. So I'm going to use, I'm going to be using cold water because my hot water is really, really hot. So I'm just going to be using cold water to rinse it off. Now I'm going over the surface here. So far so good. Nothing's coming off. Okay, and I'm going to rinse it off now. So here it is wet, and I can say that the colours still look quite vibrant. Nothing is smudged, nothing is blurry. As you can see, I'm going to give it a dry now and we can have a chat about this. Okay, so here is the close-up of the mug and it looks really, really good. What I'm going to say about this is going to be good if you are doing any sort of layering of permanent vinyl and you find it tricky. This could be the product for you. Teamed with the HTV anything, I think is a kind of a powerful, too powerful material to kind of take your designs to another level. So if you're using a lot of color when you're doing permanent vinyl, it works well. And if you are doing any HTV, because normally we don't use HTV on things like this or tumblers, but the HTV anything allows us to do that. And I think the combination of the DTV and the HTV anything is just a powerful one, which will allow you to be able to do just, you know, wonders with your designs. So I'm really pleased about the way this came out. I'm going to continue to test it in water to see how it turns out. The HTV anything allows you to put this into a dishwasher. It's supposed to be dishwasher safe, but I do not have a dishwasher, so I will be hand washing this. And yeah, so I'm going to keep you posted in probably a YouTube short, but so far so good. I'm loving it. So this is something I'm going to do again, where I might apply it on a tumbler or something. So it actually is a thumbs up. It did work. So it was a fantastic success. So if you found this video useful or interesting, please like and subscribe if you haven't yet done so. And hit that post notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. Please feel free to interact with the comments section by leaving any comments or any questions in the comments section below. And as always guys, don't have a good day, have an amazing day. Till next time.